Hey, what is going on, everybody? So in today's video, we are going to be changing the oil in a 2014 Mazda 6. And right there you can see that's the oil filter. That's the location we're going to be working in today. And that's another angle right there where we're going to have our oil filter and oil drain bolt. And that's where we're going to be working out of. All right, so right here we have our oil filter and oil drain bolt, and they're really close together. And if you have a service panel, then you're going to have to use a screwdriver or tab remover and just remove those tabs around the perimeter and then remove your service panel. All right, so we're going to take a number 17 socket and just go ahead and break open or break loose that oil drain bolt right there. And it's good to keep some paper towels with you so that you can wipe your hands right when you pull that nut out so that you're not dripping oil all over the place. And you can see right there just how dirty that oil is. And, that's one of the things that is good about changing your oil is that dirt builds up and it can cause friction in your engine and wear to the components. So it's good to change your oil. And they say now you can change your oil to 10,000 miles and you don't have to change your oil filter every single time. You can change it every other time. But they also said artificial sweeteners were safe. WMDs were in Iraq, and Anna Nicole married for love. So if I were you, I would change my oil or change your oil every 3 to 5,000 miles max, and change your oil filter every single time you change your oil. Oil filters are cheap, and you don't want to just add increased wear to your engine because fixing an engine is way more expensive than an oil filter. So keep that in mind. All right, so now that we're all done, we can go ahead and just kind of wipe the little rim there, the rim of the oil drain pan, and we're just going to take our crush washer and our oil drain bolt, and we're just going to go ahead and put those back together. So you can see there's the crush washer right there. It's a brand new one, and we're just going to wipe that off one more time. It's kind of a habit of mine, but just don't want any dirt on that rim that can cause leaks. So we're going to go ahead and just put that bolt there, and we're going to get ready to torque it down soon. All right, but in the meantime, we're going to remove our oil filter. And if you have an oil cap, or oil filter cap that's slipping, you can put a piece of paper towel inside of it, and that'll give you a little bit more grip. So that's a pro tip right there. Just put a paper towel in your oil filter removal cap and it'll grab, and then you can remove your oil filter. So another cool thing about having a paper towel in your filter cap like that is that when you remove the filter, it catches some of the oil. You can see right there, I slowed it down for y'all just so you can see, but without that paper towel, it would probably be a lot worse. So having that paper towel there is pretty nice. And you can see the slow motion shot of just all that oil dripping. It's really cool. Had to do it. Wanted to show it for you guys. How many people would take a cold oil shower? Let me know in the comments down below. All right. One thing I want to let you guys know, but before I do that, just remember that you torque the oil drain bolt down to 33 or 44 Newton meters. Anywhere between there is fine. I like to go closer to the 44 foot-pound side just to make sure that crush washer really gets crushed, and the oil filter is going to be 16 foot-pounds. Now, if you're going to use larger size tools, be sure to torque down the drain bolt first, and then the oil filter. If not, then you won't be able to. That's what I've noticed with this car. All right, so we're just going to go ahead and wipe the rim of the oil filter port right there. And once again, it's just a habit of mine to just kind of keep surfaces clean. So before we put on our new oil filter, we're going to prep it. And how we do that is we're going to take some fresh oil. I like to use fresh oil. I've seen tons of people use dirty oil, but I like to use fresh oil. And we're going to coat it. We're going to coat the rubber seal on our new oil filter with some new oil. And you can see right there, that's what I'm talking about. And that's about all you need. You don't really need to like drown it in oil. And now what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and put that new oil filter back on the car right there. And you can see once again, that's the oil where I've coated the rubber seal. So if you haven't done that, go ahead and do that before you put on your new oil filter. And then we'll just screw it in. And remember, we're going to torque the oil filter down to 16 foot-pounds. And then from there, we'll be good to go. And I like 16 foot-pounds. Some people say you can torque it, you can just hand tighten oil filters, but I've always liked to torque them down. Just add just a little added insurance, I guess you could say, knowing that it's really kind of seated there. But you don't want to over tighten oil filters. That's one thing you definitely don't want to do. All right, so now that we've got everything torqued down to spec, we can just clean everything up. And another thing about cleaning your filter and bolt is that you can check for leaks later. All right, so now we're going to fill up our engine with new oil, 020. And here's another slow-mo shot for you guys. And I just, probably got carried away with all the slow motion on this video. But I think sometimes you just got to do it, Sometimes it's all about slow moments, and this is one of them. All right, so here you can see there's fresh oil going in. This is synthetic oil, 100% synthetic, and I recommend synthetic oil. It offers more protection. Just remember, if you are going from natural oil to synthetic, you cannot go back to natural. So keep that in mind, but I highly recommend going synthetic. All right, so now what we're going to do is we're going to check the oil level with the oil dipstick right here. And it's nice to have a dipstick. I'll say that. It's very nice to have a dipstick. Some cars, you got to just check it through the computer dash. And yeah, so we're going to clean the dipstick and then we're going to check it. And you can see as long as it's between those two dots, we're good. And you can see here I'm adding a little bit more. The Mazda 14 or the Mazda 6, 2014 Mazda 6, it takes 5 quarts, 5 liters or a whole jug like that of oil, which is really nice because it keeps things simple. You just buy one jug, put it in the engine, and you're good to go. You don't have to worry about calculating everything. So once we're all set and everything is all done, we have the oil in the car. We can put the cap back on, and you can see there it says 020. So we're just going to go ahead and put the cap back on right there, and we're all good. So thank you everybody for watching. I hope this video has helped. It's added value. It's taught you something. See you next time.